Hi everyone, thank you so much for stopping by my channel and hanging out with me for another video. So today's video is all about cheap eats, budget grocery haul, and basically how cheap can you eat. So it's going to be a bit of an inspiration to slash the grocery budget and just see how you can potentially stretch your budget and make the most of your grocery budget for family meals, making sure that you're still eating healthy but not costing a bomb. In one of my recent videos, I outlined how much I spend in a week. My grocery budget is usually about $150 a week for myself and my 2 children. So I'm going to see how cheaply I can feed my family for the week. I'm going to do a work week, so 5 days worth of cheap meal ideas. So if you are interested in this kind of video, just keep watching. So before I go to the grocery store, the one thing that I always do is I will go through my fridge and give it a really big clean out, because I don't want to be going to the grocery store not knowing what I've got for one, but then also bringing stuff back in when the fridge isn't clean and ready to take that into it. So if you really want to look at budget grocery shopping, the first thing that you can do is just definitely go through your fridge, go through your freezer, go through your pantry, and really take stock of what you've got. Shop what you've got and then see what you've got that you can make meals out of by buying the least extra produce. I found that is definitely an easy way to save money. If you find yourself in a jam when you get an unexpected expense or something, one of the easiest ways, honestly, to come up with a bit of extra cash is to really slash your grocery budget for that week. Often we spend much more than we probably need to. And if you just take the time to, one, shop what you've already got, make a plan and try and figure out some meal ideas that will take the least amount of extra purchased food by using and taking advantage of what is already in your fridge, in your freezer, and in your pantry. You can definitely save a ton, and we are going to do that today. So like I said, I'm just going through all of my fridge, freezer, and pantry, pulling everything out so it is ready to, one, take all the groceries in and that there is room and it is nice and clean, ready for new fresh groceries to go in. I'm also decluttering anything that is not necessary to be in my fridge or in my pantry or in my freezer. So I had a party not this weekend just gone, but the weekend before. There's leftover alcohol. I don't need it in there, so I can definitely unpack that from the fridge and I can pack it up elsewhere. It's taking up valuable real estate in my fridge, which I need for groceries to be able to feed my kids. So that's definitely going. I'm just going to have a look at exactly what I've got, what needs to be used up, so whatever is close to its expiry date, and then any other staples that I've got, like I said, in the pantry or in the freezer that I can use as the basis to make meals and plan my meals around, so that I'm buying the least amount possible, just making the most of the produce that I already have. Sounds simple, sounds logical, but I know a lot of people don't do this. They go out, they go to the grocery store without even a list or any idea of meals in their head. They don't know what they've already got on hand. They don't know how much they've got of stuff. So if you really just take the time to do a clean out of your fridge, go through your fridge, your freezer, and your pantry, see what you've got and make your meals from that, it will save you a ton of money.
Life is a winding road.
So I've gone through the fridge, freezer, pantry, figured out exactly what I've got, made some meal ideas around that. So I'm going to be focusing on main meals, but also obviously you've got to do like breakfast, school lunches, all that kind of stuff. We'll add that in as well. So it looks like we don't really need to get too much stuff, and the things that we can get, I'm pretty sure that they are going to be pretty cheap. And then if they are not, or if there's something else on special, I will see if I can substitute it and make it work with something else, like a cheaper meat cut or cheaper veggies or something like that. So let's go shopping.
Life is a winding road. No telling.
One thing I'm definitely curious to find out your guys' opinion is, do you think it's cheaper to shop at ALDI over conventional grocery stores or supermarkets? Normally I do my grocery store shopping online with Coles Supermarket in Australia. For me, I just like it because it gives you the option to have all the brands that you've got available, and for some things I like particular brands. I think that if you shop the specials at the big name supermarkets, you can get things for the same price, like comparable prices to Aldi's everyday prices. That's just my personal opinion, but I'm interested to know what you guys think. And do you think it's worth the savings to have the limited variety and only Aldi brands? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I know for my friends, they have definitely mixed feelings, and some have very strong preferences towards traditional grocery stores and some love Aldi. So I'd love to know what you guys think. Now, one super simple no-brainer way to slash your grocery store bill is to stay out of the convenience aisle section. So anything that is pre-packaged or is individually packaged, it's going to cost you extra. It's going to definitely cost you a premium. That is one thing that I do like about the grocery stores in Australia, that they give you unit pricing. So you can see how much per kilo or how much per gram each thing costs, which is great to do an actual comparison of the unit cost. Another big area where you can definitely save money is in the breakfast cereal aisles. If you choose something like oats, which were I think $1.35 per kilo, or something kind of plain like the ALDI generic brand Wheat Bix, they were just a fraction of the price of the big name cereals. Now, of course, you're only going to be saving money if you buy things that your family will actually eat and you don't just end up throwing them away or they sit in the cupboard going stale. Find that middle ground and not buy the cheapest that no one wants to eat and everyone hates, but also not the most expensive of everything as well. So I'm going to run you through all the things that I picked up at Aldi on this day. I managed to actually save 30% of my grocery budget. Normally I spend $150. I only spent $103 in this grocery shop. I picked up just some pretty basic cereal just to have on hand for the mornings when you don't want to have to make porridge, oats, oatmeal, whatever you call it. With 2 kids, it's nice to just have something that is ready to just add milk and go. Raspberries, because I'm going to make some banana muffins with raspberry and white chocolate. Some oat milk, because I like to have long life milk on hand, but I don't like regular dairy long life milk. And to make oatmeal or oats, this is just perfect. Some bin liners, because we were out. I picked up some chicken thigh fillets, so I'm going to make a base slow cooker chicken that I can split into 2 recipes. And the same with this. So this is minced beef and pork, so ground beef, ground pork, and again I'm going to mix these and make a slow cooker base that I can split into 2 different meal options. Some shaved ham just for school lunches, corn thins again for lunches, and this is great to have if you buy bread for a whole week of school lunches. It's going to go stale or it won't last, so I like to have something that is like crackers or crisp bread or something to use for school lunch boxes to the end of the week. Some light sour cream just to have for 2 of the recipes that I've got planned. Some 2-minute noodles, because kids are always hungry when they come home from school. Some shredded tasty cheese, a bag of little snackers, so these are baby bananas, and I get them green. They come green so that they're not rotten and brown before it comes time to eating them. I got a kale slaw kit, which is going to be just as a salad side for many of the meals that I've got planned. A dozen free-range eggs, 1 loaf of raisin bread, because raisin toast for breakfast is super quick, super easy, and my youngest son, he's not a fussy eater, but he likes specific things for breakfast, and this is definitely one thing that he can quickly have and eat without fuss. Some snacks just to divide into individual containers for lunchbox snacks. Again, this is really not a necessity, but just to have something to like bulk out their lunchboxes without it costing a fortune. Individually packed snack and convenience food is definitely much more expensive than buying one bulk box and then just splitting it up into containers that they can eat throughout the week for lunchboxes. I picked up a jar of basil pasta sauce. So this is going to be for the base of the chicken slow cooked dish that I'm going to split into 2 different recipes. A can of baked beans, again for my youngest son's breakfast options, just so that he's got something that is quick, easy, no fuss, and I know he likes it and he will eat it. Coconut cream for the tuna poke bowls. Some burger pickles, because we were out, and I also need these for the tuna poke bowls, tuna sushi poke bowls. A jumbo can of tuna for the tuna sushi poke bowls as well. You can buy cheaper tuna, but we just prefer this particular kind. Some chickpeas for the Moroccan chicken, the Moroccan slow cooked chicken. Sweet potatoes, I've got 2 dishes that I want to use these, but I can prep these at the start of the week so that they're ready to go. Some Lebanese cucumbers, some tomatoes, vine ripened tomatoes just for lunchbox sandwiches and things. Some avocados, so I've got one for the Mexican meal that we've got planned and one for the tuna avocado sushi poke bowls. Some blueberries just for the muffins, so I'm going to split one batch into half raspberry white chocolate and half blueberry and apple, just to use up some apples that are a little bit soft. They wouldn't get eaten if they were just being eaten like normal apples, but to bake them into muffins they are perfectly fine. Some sliced cheese again for school lunches, grape tomatoes for side salads and also just for lunch boxes and snacking, a refill of salsa dip because we are out, mini wraps for lunch boxes, a bag of baby spinach for either side salads or also for my green smoothies for the morning, and just one bag of plain corn chips for the Mexican meal and also for snacks. So all up, I think this was $103. One way definitely to save money, don't go shopping with your kids, 100%.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights.
As I am editing this video, I'm realizing that this is going to be a mammoth long video if I include the meal prep section as well as my grocery haul. So I'm going to split it into 2 videos, but at the moment all I'm doing is obviously putting away all of the groceries, starting with all the refrigerated stuff, but at the same time I'm also, because I'm wanting to get this done as quickly as possible, just starting the meal prep section. So I've put a pan on just to brown off those chicken thigh fillets that I'm going to be putting into the slow cooker, just to get those started as a slow cooked meal. And I will share with you my meal plan that I have got planned for this grocery haul. And then if you are interested, be sure to subscribe and stay tuned to the next video that I put up, which will be in a day or 2. It will be all of the meal prepping that I've done and showing you how I cook the recipes for the 5 meals that I've got planned for this week. So just again to recap, my top tips for slashing your grocery bill is to just pay attention to what you've already got. So stock take and shop your fridge, freezer and pantry, and really plan your meals around the base ingredients and the staples that you've already got at home on hand. That way you are not going to be having to purchase a ton of extra ingredients. You can already use everything that you've already got on hand. Tips are to skip the convenience aisles, so anything that is pre-packaged or individually wrapped, it is going to cost you a premium. So buy in bulk and then just split it up into individual serving size containers for your kids once you get it home. Definitely look for the cheapest type of recipes that you can, like I mentioned, for breakfast items, oats or Wheat Bix. Then the big brand boxed cereals, which are honestly usually just jam-packed full of sugar and not the best option anyway. Of course, this will only save you money if your family actually eats it. So if you're going to buy something that is super cheap but no one eats, it's not going to be saving anyone money. So sometimes it's good to go kind of middle of the road with those kind of Sultana brand type options, which aren't super expensive, but they're not the cheapest basic version either. My next tip would be also a time-saving tip, and that is it's to meal plan. And then when you're doing your prep, try to make multiple meals out of one batch recipe. So you'll see in this next video that I'm going to be uploading, I take 2 base recipes, so a slow cooked chicken base recipe and then the other one with the ground beef and pork, and I turn those 2 base recipes into 4 very different meal ideas. So that is definitely one way that I save time and save money, and that is to use one base and then make it into a variety of different meal options. Other quick ways that you can definitely save money at the grocery store is to, 1, not go to the grocery store hungry, so make sure you eat before you go, and if you can, at all costs, avoid taking your kids to the grocery store. I know if I take my kids to the grocery store, I will likely blow my budget by probably double. I will come out with nothing that even resembles anything that you can make a meal out of, and I will have 100 different snacks, probably the odd Hot Wheels car thrown in the trolley, and it will just be a nightmare. So if I can 100% recommend, leave the kids at home or do the grocery shopping while they're at school or at daycare. I hope you enjoyed this video and just some simple tips to really pay attention on how much you're spending at the grocery store. I know for me that is an area where I can easily overspend if I don't keep an eye on what I'm buying. And I've also noticed that if I don't plan out my meals, I often waste a lot of food and a lot of groceries that just go straight into the bin, which is costing money. So that's something that I really want to pay attention on improving and cutting back on that wastage, and of course the just wasted money. So if you did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're not already, be sure to subscribe to this channel and keep an eye out for next video coming up, which will be the meal prep section of this, and I will see you then. Bye everyone.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights.